Hello, student friends. Myself, Andale NB from Ferguson College, Pune. Today, we are going to study from 12th Biology, chapter number 6, Plant-Water Relation. In that chapter, we are going to study properties of water, structure of root hair, and the water or types of water which is available for absorption in the root hair. Plant-water relation. In this chapter, we are going to see the properties of water, then structure of root hair, and the water available for the plants or for the root. So if you see which plant tissues are involved in the transport of water and minerals. In the 11th you have studied that this xylem and phloem, these are the tissues which are helpful for absorption of or for transport of water and minerals. Plant obtains like water, minerals, nutrients, food and gases like O2 and CO2 from its surroundings. Water constitutes almost 90 to 95% of most of the plant cells and tissues. So, water is very important for the plants. Water also helps to the cells to maintain turgidity and shape of the cell. Regarding this, in our 12th syllabus, as we know due to this COVID condition, the syllabus it is reduced by HSC board. So whatever the syllabus it is assigned to us, out of that first few points which we'll study here in this chapter, like properties of water, water absorbing organ, structure of root hair, water available to the roots for absorption. Properties of water. As we know that water, it is the best solvent for most of the solutes. It is an inert, inorganic compound with neutral pH when it's in the pure form. As you know, students, that pure form, you mean the distilled water or what you call rainwater. Water is the best transporting medium for dissolved minerals and food molecules. Most of the minerals we can dissolve in it, or most of the food molecules that we can dissolve in it. It is the best aqueous medium for all biochemical reactions occurring in the cell. Various reactions which we will see in the photosynthesis and respiration chapter. It is also an essential raw material for photosynthesis. Water has high specific heat, high heat of vaporization, high heat of fusion. These various properties are due to hydrogen bonds between the water molecules. As we know, students, H2O. So this H2, whatever the bond between H and H, so that is these properties are due to these hydrogen bonds. Water is a good adhesive and cohesive forces of attraction. High surface tension and high adhesive and cohesive force, it can easily rise in the capillaries. Very important point. Adhesive here related with our water relation, that when water molecule is attached to the xylem tissues, so that is adhesive. Different molecules, that is water molecule and xylem tissue, so that is a adhesive. And cohesive, that is a similar molecules, like one water molecule attached to the other water molecule. If you take two water molecules on your palm and if you try to bring them closer, immediately it will stuck with each other. So that is due to the cohesive force. And as you know, this surface tension, water it provides a surface tension to the objects. So due to these properties, water it can easily rise in the capillaries. Capillaries like root hair. Let's see the root tip showing the root hair zone. Okay, here this is the root tip or structure of root. If you see, lowermost part, that is the root cap. Here this is the root cap, which helps to protect the delicate portion of this tip. Delicate, najuk, what you call. So inside there is a meristematic tissues. At the tip of 1 or 2 mm inside the tip, there are meristematic tissues. These meristematic tissues, what you call formative tissues, which helps for formation of other tissues. And so that number of tissues, when they multiply, then it helps for elongation. So the next layer which we see, that is area of elongation. And the lower layer, that is meristematic cell division, where cells multiply, and that is the meristematic zone or area of cell division. As the number of cells multiplied, then they differentiate themselves for different functions. Like the outermost cells, what you call the epidermal cells, then inside that, this is the cortex or what you call hypodermis. At the center, this is a vascular cylinder or vascular tissues, that is the xylem, which helps for conduction of water. And around this they have shown here the root hair. Root hair. These root hair, they are arranged in a acropital manner. They are arranged in a acropital manner. That is, the smaller one or younger one, they are to the apex, and the older ones or the mature ones, they are to the base. So see here in this figure, the smaller ones, they are to the apex. Okay, so that is acropital arrangement, and this area where the root hair are attached, so this is the area of absorption or zone of absorption. So these are the root tips which already you have seen in the last class. Now, structure of root hair. If you see a delicate root hair which shows 1 to 10 mm in length, and inside whatever you see this empty, this is not the empty portion, but here is a vacuole, and in this vacuole or outside the vacuole there is a nucleus. Then this is a cytoplasm, cell membrane, cell wall. Now here inside the root hair, if you see, there is a outermost layer, that is pectin, and inner to that there is a cellulose. Depending upon these, some MCQs can be asked to you in the NEET exam. Diagram based questions are asked in the NEET exam. So here are the labels which you have seen in the previous slide, that you have to arrange in a chronological order, or they may give you like here A, or sometimes they may give you question mark. Likewise, the questions can be formed in a different way. In the same way, depending upon this root hair, for observation it is so simple, but the question can be formed for NEET exam depending upon its labels. Like here, as I told, that outermost pectin, inner cellulose. It can be reverse. It can be reversed in the options, and you may confuse. So when you observe it structurally and functionally, it will be very useful to solve the questions in the NEET exam and to get clear your concepts. As I told, root hair is a cytoplasmic extension, what you call prolongation of epiblema cells near the epidermal cells. Each root hair may be approximately 1 to 10 mm long and tube-like structure. It is colorless, unbranched, short-lived, ephemeral what you call, and very delicate. It has a large central vacuole surrounded by thin film of cytoplasm, plasma membrane, and thin cell wall, which is two-layered. Outer layer is composed of pectin. Just now I told, outer layer is pectin, and inner layer it is made up of cellulose. Cell wall is a freely permeable but plasma membrane is selectively permeable. Again, question can be formed in the NEET exam. Cell wall is freely permeable. Plasma membrane is selectively. So, they may confuse you that cell wall is selectively, plasma membrane is freely. Like that way, option can be changed and question can be formed in the NEET exam. So, you must observe it minutely. Now, for this root hair, as we have seen, the root hair, water available to the root for absorption. Plants absorb water from the rhizosphere. Rhizosphere, that is the soil near the or around the root hair. So these are the soil particles which are around the root hair. So this is called rhizosphere, the area from where the root absorb water. So that is the rhizosphere. Now, immediately after rainfall, as we know, due to the gravitational force, the water, it goes deeper to the soil. Due to the gravity, water percolates deep due to the gravity in the soil is called as gravitational water. Now, as it is a very much deep, so this delicate najuk root hair cannot absorb this deeper water. Next, that around the soil particles again, as these water molecules are there, these soil particles, they absorb water and they solence themselves. They become larger in size. They solence themselves. Okay, they become larger in size, or what you call solence. That is called hygroscopic water. Hygroscopic, students, you might have studied it in like the matchsticks, or they are having phosphorus, which is a hygroscopic, so we should keep it in the what you call the wooden boxes. So that is like what? Hygroscopic water, water absorbed by the soil particles. So no water for root hair, or root hair cannot absorb that water. Availability of water, it is not there for the root hair as it is absorbed by the soil particles itself. Third one, that is combined water. Water present in the form of hydrated oxides of silicon, aluminium, etc. is called as combined water. In that water there are these oxides, silicon, aluminium, etc. Again, this combined water also cannot be absorbed by the root hair. Then naturally you may have a question in your mind, what type of water is there for root hair? So this last one, that is capillary water. Capillary, in the chemistry practical you might have seen the capillary tube, small boring tube. Some amount of water is held in the pores present between the neighboring soil particles due to capillarity. This is called capillary water, that is available for absorption. So among these soil particles, now thin film of water, one molecule of water attached to the another molecule form a meniscus, or it form a capillary, and that capillary water is available for root hair. Now we are going to see how the water is absorbed by the root hair, what processes are involved in that. Those details we'll see by these physical and physiological processes. Like the first process, that is imbibition. Imbibition is a swelling up of hydrophilic colloids due to adsorption of water. Students, here this word is adsorption, and another word before this which you have just listened from me, that is absorption. So when I asked the difference to my students, so those who are preparing for, those who are not preparing for NEET has answered. If I ask what is the difference between these? Sir, the difference is here there is a D and here there is a B. Those who are not preparing for NEET, but those who are preparing for NEET and neatly they are studying, they used to answer that here this adsorption is a physical process and absorption is a physiological process. So this we'll see with a small experiment. Students, as I told you that we'll see it with experiments. So these are some seeds with me, like these are the dry seeds, as these are, or in this there is a adsorption. Inside the seeds, as we know, there are some minerals, some carbohydrates, or these are the pulses, so there are proteins. And due to these colloidal surfaces, it has an adsorption process, which we are going to see in the imbibition. And this is a physical process. Likewise, here, if you add a piece of wood, or these are the seeds, if you add these seeds in the water, this is a water in a glass of glass. So this is the water. If you add here seeds, after few hours, they will swell in size due to the adsorption process. And the next one which we are going to see, as this you might have observed in your day-to-day life, that these are the resins, or what you call manuke, bedane. So these resins, if you add it in the water, these resins, they are not completely dried like the seeds. These as there is some sugar solution, strong sugar solution is there inside. So here, when you add it in the water, just see how I am adding it in the water. If I add it in the water, then in the initial stage, it will start slight imbibition, and the further continues the osmosis process, where it helps to use the selectively permeable membrane, and after some time it will swell in size. See, before my lecture I have added it into the water, so now these are the swelling seeds, or it can convert just like a grapes. So you can observe the difference between the resins and grapes. So this is the osmosis process, or this is a physiological process, where you can study the absorption, and in the dried seeds you can study the adsorption. Students, as you know, in the summer, if there is a sudden rainfall, farmers, they get the great loss due to this absorption, or due to the endosmosis. Okay, this question, applied question, can be asked in the NEET exam. Why the farmers get great loss? Whether it is a less value in the market, commodity will not accept the grapes, or it is due to this osmosis, endosmosis process. So students, as you have seen in that small practical, the word adsorption and absorption. Now no one will forget these two processes: physiological process, that is absorption, and physical process, that is adsorption. So imbibition is a swelling up of hydrophilic colloids. Hydrophilic, that is affinity with the water molecules. As these dried seeds, they are having affinity with these water molecules. So hydrophilic colloids. The root hair cell wall is made up of pectic compounds and cellulose, which are also hydrophilic colloids. Same process is there. During imbibition, water molecules get tightly adsorbed. See the word. During imbibition, water molecules get tightly adsorbed without the formation of solution. So here, due to adsorption without formation of solution, that is in the imbibition. Imbibition continues till the equilibrium is reached. How much water can be adsorbed? How much water molecules can be adsorbed? So till it attains the equilibrium. Imbibition is a significant in soaking of seeds, swelling of dry resins that I told, or you can see the wooden doors, how it tights in the, or it cannot fit properly in the rainy season. So these are the process in the imbibition. Now next we'll see, that is osmosis. Osmosis is a special type of diffusion of solvent through a semi-permeable membrane, or it is also called as selectively permeable membrane. Semi-permeable and selectively, which selects only the solvent and not the solute. As we know, students, in chemistry you have studied that here solution. Solution is a mixture of solvent and solute. So this semi-permeable membrane, which is also called as selectively permeable membrane, which allows only solvent. So same process it is there in the root hair. The cytoplasm of root hair cell contains minerals, sugars, etc. In other words, solution inside the cell is more concentrated, or you call stronger than the outside cell. Here I will show you with this figure. You can see here, this is a outside solution in this beaker. This is the water, which is a hypotonic. Hypotonic, that is having less concentration than the cell sap. This is the cell sap. This vacuole which you see, this is a cell sap. So this vacuole, though you see it is empty, it is not empty. There is a cell sap and it is having the molarity approximately 0.2 molar. 0.2 molar. So outside solution, if it is having less concentration, then that is called as a weaker solution, and inside one, that is a stronger solution. So it is mentioned that inside solution, the cell is more concentrated, stronger than the outside solution. Therefore, solvent from weaker solution enters into the cytoplasm, that is to the stronger solution of the cell, through a semi-permeable plasma membrane. This migration, you call it as absorption. See the word absorption of solvent is called as osmosis. Thus, water at the interface of the cell wall and plasma membrane enters into the cytoplasm of the root hair cell due to osmosis. As we know that in the root hair, there is a pectin and cellulose. So this pectin and cellulose, they are having affinity towards the water, or due to the colloidal properties, or what you call the hydrophilic properties, it helps to enter the water. Next process, if you see, as I was telling you, the outer solution, that is hypotonic. Reverse to that, in this beaker, if you see, the outer solution here, if you add the sugar solution, or if you add salt solution, then concentration of that outside solution, either sugar solution or salt solution, is more, or it is stronger than the cell sap. Here this is cell sap. I told you this is the cell sap. So it is more inside, it becomes weaker than the outer solution. So we call it as hypertonic solution. Outer solution is a hypertonic. Hypertonic. Hypertonic, you mean more concentrated than the cell sap. Now here the process will be reversed than the first figure, like the inside cell sap, whatever solvent is there, that will come outside, it will squeeze outside, and so that the cell which was this rectangular cell, it is what you call inner protoplasm, it is squeezed, or it is a shrunken, and that shrunken protoplasm, it gives the different appearance to the cell, and this cell is called as plasmolized cell, or it is also called as a flaccid cell. See, flaccid cell, it is called as a flaccid cell or plasmolized cell, whereas in the first case, as you have put it in the hypotonic solution or simply the water solution, potable water, then the cell, it is a turgid, fully swollen. So you can observe the difference between these two cells. So depending upon these cells, or depending upon these turgid cell and plasmolized cell, question can be formed in the NEET exam. Diagrammatic question can be formed, like here they may ask you the question like inside if there is a sugar solution, here in the beaker if there is a sugar solution, okay, or they may give you question mark here, and they may ask in the option plasmolized cell, turgid cell, no effect, okay, or like equilibrium. So such options can be asked. So when your observation is minute and if your basic concepts are clear, related with these hypotonic solution, hypertonic solution, turgid cell, flaccid cell, semi-permeable membrane, selectively permeable membrane, then I think it is not hard for you to solve these questions. As I told, due to the COVID situation, the syllabus it is reduced. Further portion, it is there mineral nutrition, and that you will see related with the NCERT textbook. Student friends, today we have studied this chapter, plant water relation. In that we have studied the structure of root hair along with its diagrams. Then we have studied the two words, that is adsorption and absorption, with a small experiment with resins and dried seeds, in which you have studied both the process, that is imbibition and absorption, along with diagrams also. Thank you.